Hello, my dear viewers. Welcome to the most enchanting world of English literature. Today, we shall understand the poetic devices used in the poem Amanda, written by Robin Klein. Poetic devices are also called literary devices, figures of speech, or figurative language. These poetic devices are essential tools that a poet uses to create rhythm, enhance the meaning of a poem, or intensify a mood or feeling. Now let's analyze the poetic devices used in the poem Amanda. We have the use of repetition, metaphor, allusion, anaphora, transferred epithet, alliteration, and irony. Let's understand these one by one. Okay. Repetition is the literary device in which a word or phrase is repeated two or more times. In the poem, the name Amanda and the word don't are repeated to give a poetic impact. A metaphor is a figure of speech in which a word or phrase literally denoting one kind of object or idea is used in the place of another to suggest a likeness, analogy, or comparison or similarity between them. Okay, example, you are a mountain. Here it refers to a person who is quite tall and hefty. In stanzas 2 and 4 and 6 of the poem, Amanda compares herself to a mermaid, an orphan, and to Rapunzel, respectively. These are direct comparisons and hence they are metaphors. Allusion is a reference to a person, event, or literary work outside the poem. Allusions are usually implied or indirect, and poems with allusions do not necessarily quote the work or historical event they are referring to. In the poem, Amanda imagines herself to be mythological characters like a mermaid and the beautiful long haired Rapunzel. Anaphora is yet another poetic device which refers to the repetition of a word at the start of two or more consecutive lines. The word don't in Don't Bite Your Nails, Amanda, or Don't Hunch Your Shoulders, Amanda, and the words did you in Did you finish your homework, Amanda, and Did you tidy your room, Amanda. Now, these are examples of anaphora in the poem. They further emphasize the nagging and controlling nature of the adult speaker. The poetic device, transferred epithet, tells about an adjective that is usually used to describe one thing which gets transferred to another. An epithet is a word or phrase which describes the main quality of someone or something. For example, noisy classroom is a beautiful example of transferred epithet. Here, the adjective noisy talks about the children in the classroom and not the classroom. The classroom obviously cannot be noisy. The expression hushed bare feet is an example of transferred epithet in the poem. Amanda's feet aren't hushed or silent. Rather, the phrase describes the silent way in which Amanda would make dust patterns with her feet very silently as a street orphan. Alliteration is the occurrence of the same letter or sound at the beginning of adjacent or closely connected words. Stop that slouching and sit up straight. Here, the S sound is being repeated at the start of closely packed words. Now, moving on to the last poetic device, we have the use of irony, the use of words to express something other than and especially the opposite of the literal meaning is irony. The last stanza of the poem is quite ironic because it is the elderly person who continues to nag Amanda, which makes her sad and disappointed. But the elderly person tells her not to feel sad because, in that way, anyone could figure out that Amanda has been nagged. With that, we come to the end of this lesson. Hope it was quite useful to you, my dear viewers. Thank you very much. Happy learning. Keep smiling. Hari Om.